Hey guys, we're a bit more than 24 hours away from the next game for France in this World Cup. This time against Norway to be played in Boston. The decider for the group, the two top teams facing off to decide who's going to be finishing on top. And the longer-awaited duel between Mbappe's team and Haaland's team, aka the duel of the strikers. So it should be a pretty interesting one. I think there's tons of things to talk about because essentially like both teams are already qualified in this group, and so there's always a temptation to rotate and kind of give some playing times to the subs, which is something in French we say like playing les coiffeurs, so the hairdressers, which is how like the colloquial expression for the substitute in the squad. And yeah, I do expect some changes in the French starting 11. I don't think it's gonna be entirely rotated though. I don't expect us to play all substitute. I think there's still gonna be some starters in there, if only because we already had a few like changes in the squad in our second game against Iraq, and so there's less of a need to rotate everyone. But at the same time, the next game will be 4 days after, which doesn't leave a whole lot of time. So there is balance to be found. And yeah, definitely we're going to be seeing some fresh faces. At the same time, it is an important game. It's not like we can afford to just like take a loss and so on. Finishing top of the group, obviously it's a statement, and like we want to go out on top of the group. We want to beat Norway and kind of continue setting up the pace in this World Cup. So far, it looks like none of the big teams, like maybe Argentina will, but like very few of the big teams will end up the group phase with 3 wins. So it is a message that we send to our competition, and more importantly than this, if we finish top of our group, we get to play basically every game up till the final on the east coast of the US, with the exception of the semi-final, which will be in Dallas. But it means that we can stay in the current base camps that the French team has established in Boston. That's apparently working quite well for the squad. And we can limit the amount of traveling, the amount of airplane time and jet lag and moving around and so on, which makes life easier for the staff, makes life easier for the players as well, and so could be a real advantage moving into the next rounds. So we do want to get that first place, but yeah, at the same time, like, I think we rotate so that we can. There's two advantages to it really. The first one is to obviously give some rest to our starters, who are playing a huge amount of game, even like outside of the World Cup, the season that they had, and then also like involve the substitutes to make sure that they are match fit and sharp, and ready to step in if anything happens in the later rounds, and so it's always a question mark of what mix do we adopt. I think in this case, like my personal opinion, I'll tell you what, is that we're not gonna rotate the goalkeeper because technically, that's never a good idea and that's never done. So Maignan is probably gonna start this one. I think the central defenders. Saliba, Upamecano probably have to start given the strength of Norway's attack, and I think it's a real test for them. It's a really good one to play against top tier opposition to get a sense of where they're at and get some of the experience together. On the left, we rotated against Iraq, so whether it's Dino or Hernandez, both of them have already played one game, so it's not going to really make a huge difference. I think like probably Hernandez would come back, but yeah, it's really a toss-up in this one. On the right, I do like seriously hope that we get to see Malo Gusto. I'm not a fan of Jules Koundé, and so I think it'd be a good moment to like see something else, see how Malo Gusto can do in this position, and so yeah, I think that'd be a good one to rotate. In midfield, so last game we played Manu Kone versus Chouameni. So Rabiot has played the 2 games, so Rabiot will probably start on the bench, I would imagine. I kind of hope, honestly, that we play Warren Zaire-Emery, who I think has a similar kind of profile of a box-to-box, who can really contribute both defensively and offensively, who's got the high volume. Physicality is there as well to be playing like some hard, like big meaty boys from Norway, like the Vikings from Norway. So I think it'd be a good choice, honestly. Like I'd love to see him start. I think it makes a lot of sense. And then like for the other position, I think Chouameni is now fit. He's back to being eligible. He could start. I think it makes sense for him to start. Or like Manu Kone had a good game against Iraq, so he could get also like more playing time. I don't think N'Golo Kante, like for all of the love that everyone in France has for N'Golo Kante, I don't think he's quite at that physical level to be able to take in a game against Norway right now. So maybe he gets some minutes in the second half, but I have a hard time imagining him starting the game. We'll see. I could be wrong about this. And truth is, like his coverage and yeah, like the amount of ground he covers and ball backs he can get would be of value against the Norway team. Now, offensively, I'll start with the main one. I think Mbappé is going to play because he's the captain, he's chasing records, he wants to play every game. So I've got absolutely no doubt in my mind that Mbappé will be on the pitch. On the left, we played Doué in the first game, Barcola in the second game. So one of them will be there. And then I think Dembele, Olise, probably like rotate them. I imagine probably like definitely Dembele, who we know is like can be fragile physically. He's been ramping up. He doesn't need the extra game time right now in a tough physical battle as well. Like I definitely see him down. I'd play Cherki in the middle, and then like. I don't know, like, do you also like rotate Olise? I feel like maybe I'd still play Olise, and then like moving off at the 60th and pulling a Kliouche at that point, or Dembele if things go poorly, would be a good option. But yeah, we don't want to go to like rotate too much. So maybe Olise would get the start as well. Yeah, would be a strong team, strong attack, and more than capable of doing the job. Like obviously Norway. They've got a lot of strengths offensively. They're definitely not as strong defensively. So there will be opportunities for us. I think our attack has shown in the last 2 games, scoring 6 goals in 2 games, that they are finding their stride. And the firepower is definitely there. So they'll need to keep at it. It's going to be a way tougher game for our defense this time. Obviously not only Haaland, but like Odegaard, like this like they've got like 3-4 attackers like top level. So it is going to be a big test for our defense. An interesting one, though. And the last rotation, which is kind of unexpected in a way, but we're going to be rotating coaches. And like, I shouldn't be making light of it because it's quite sad, but like, Didier Deschamps, the French coach, his mother passed away, I think a couple of days ago now. So he went back to France for the funeral and so on, and he's not going to be back in time for the game. So he's number 2, Guy Stéphan, is going to be the coach in charge for this game. The two of them have worked together since forever, basically. Guy Stéphan is a very well-known figure in French football, very experienced coach. I think he was already a coach when Deschamps was a player, so it gives you a sense. So he can definitely like hit the ground running. Like there's no real trouble in my mind. I imagine the two of them will be talking anyway, and like will be working together on the approach to the game and the starting 11 and how we should rotate or not. So no drama there, but yeah, it's it's a little bit something. Obviously, like it's life events within a squad like this that gets to live together, that gets to work together and like compete in the biggest competition. It's something I imagine it might give the players a little bit of extra motivation as well. Of like we want to do well for the coach who's going through a hard time. Deschamps, we know it's his last World Cup as well, so there is that idea of we need to go far and do well for Deschamps, who's been an integral, like really he's been like the core of the heart of the French team for like I don't even know how many years, but like 15 years or so. He's been there forever. And so yeah, so I'd quite imagine the players would be yeah extra motivated to do something nice for their coach and get the win for him. I think if we score some goals, I'll be on the lookout for the celebrations. Maybe a T-shirt under the jersey with a nice message. It feels like something that could very well happen. We'll have to see. Obviously, it's too early to tell. But yeah, like it's like Doku for the Belgian team as well, who went away to watch the birth of his first son. Obviously, a happier circumstance, but those life events when they conflate with the World Cup, it adds a touch of a little something to it. And so yeah, hopefully we benefit from that. I do seriously hope that the French team gets the win. I think we're more than capable of. I think it's going to be a tighter game, but it's going to be good to ramp up and like. Chances are as well, if we finish top of our group, our next game, the first knockout round, would be against Sweden. So going from Norway to Sweden, obviously, like it'd be good. Keep on similar kind of team, similar kind of players, high physicality and so on. And so yeah, so it's teams that we know we face regularly. They're never easy to face. I remember when I was younger, like we'd play Denmark, like literally every competition we'd play Denmark, and it's the same thing. It's like those teams are always tricky because they're so physical. They're hard to deal with. They're simply hard to deal with. And I think Norway, their line of attack is it's enough to give anyone pause. And so certainly, like it's gonna be a challenge for the French team. I still think France gets the win. I think if we go into prediction, I would imagine like something like a 2-1 would be fair. If we get the draw, France finishes top of the group, so no drama there. So even a draw works out for us, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. We'll want the win, and hopefully we get it. So anyway, this is what I had for you guys today on this duel of the strikers coming up, the Vikings versus Les Bleus. It's going to be a really interesting match, a really good one. I'm definitely going to be watching this. Let me know what's your prediction for this game. Who do you think is going to win it, and by what score? And let me know as well, like, what do you think in terms of how much should we rotate? How much game time should we be giving to the substitutes? And yeah, as always, if you made it this far into the video, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And don't forget, in Boston facing Norway, ici c'est pareil!